But discipline is something that is a topic that a lot of times couples, because of their pasts, they have issues, or they are struggling with trying to get on the same page, or maybe they weren't Christian and they just got saved, or maybe they're maybe what they experienced growing up was a beautiful example, but their husband never experienced any kind of consequence in his life. And so there's bridges that need to be gapped, right? But Jesus does that, and so does his word. When there is a common faith between the two of you, which was the point we were just talking about. And it's so important because when it comes to viewing the child's nature, right, which is what you're talking about regarding sin, that's human nature. What do we believe about human nature? Oh, do we have a biblical worldview? If we both agree that we want to have a biblical worldview, then let's just see what God's word says about kids. Yeah. Let's just see what God's word says about sin. Let's see what God's word says about Jesus and sin. Let's see what God's word says about discipline. And when you start studying that together and you find, oh, this is what God's telling us, then it's not her opinion, his opinion, her past, his past. It's a desire to obey God, and you meet on the solid rock of Jesus Christ and his sufficient word. And that's what's beautiful. It's objective in the sense that it's not his way, it's not her way, it's God's way.
Then and only then can you actually be consistent and follow through on a biblical plan for discipline. Because if you don't have that alignment and really rock solid understanding, one of you is going to fall through, the other one's not. One of you is going to fall through 8 out of 10 times, the other one's going to fall through 3 out of 10 times. It actually takes more like 10 out of 10 times. It seems like children remember the one time you don't follow through versus the 8 times you do. So it's really consistency and follow through. Your word needs to be as good as gold to your children and to yourself. When you say, I'm going to follow through from now on, that needs to happen regardless of the discomfort of, shifting your agenda and getting disrupted and going and doing that. We're not absolutely perfect at that, but we do work hard at it, and we are in alignment, and we do see fruit from our parenting. And mostly it's because God is so good, right? But he's called us to take care of our jurisdiction, which to love, protect, disciple, and equip our children in a world that's completely fallen and wayward. And so it really does take that consistency and alignment. And if you don't have what Angie's talking about in your marriage and a plan that's effective, it's going to wreak some havoc. It's going to be challenging.
A divided household will fall.
In your house.
Yeah, a divided household will fall. We read it in Luke. We read it in Mark. I want to read another